See, as a director, my whole purpose is to interact the team and the environment create. Okay, obviously there is pressure in terms of doing numbers and all that, which I also have on the GMB side. But I always try to become an enabler where they find any problem is there, they come and ask me the solution. And
hello everyone and welcome to our podcast Hustle and Humour by PaySprint. I'm your host Hansika Bhardwaj and today we're setting off the tone of this episode with one of the most jolly and calm-minded person with us, Mr. Ashish Prasad, Director of SprintOPN.
Thanks, Hansika, for calling like that.
Yeah. You're welcome, sir. So, to give a brief, he is someone who has an extensive career spanning over a decade. Ashish has carved a niche for himself in Fintech, sales and leadership. His expertise lies in building high-performing teams, driving business growth and fostering innovation in dynamic and competitive markets. As a leader, he combines strategic vision with hands-on approach, inspiring those around to achieve the excellence. It's a privilege to have him here with us today. So we would be sharing the incredible journey and valuable insights. So welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you much.
How are you feeling today?
Good. And when I don't know about myself so much, you talk about me. Yeah, I've done all this stuff. So thank you very much.
So we had to. Yeah. Because we're inspired by you, so
that's my great.
Thanks for being an inspiration for us.
Thanks to you. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about let's just have some good conversations. So, so provided financial inclusion has become one of the most pressing and transformative topics in today's world. So can you tell us how PaySprint aligns with this vision?
Great. So I think when we started almost 3.5 years back, the vision was very clearly we should have an open APIs where a lot of entrepreneurs was waiting outside to start their of some own, okay? And financial inclusion was getting into the tier 4 and tier 5 cities where we actually want to empower, all this migrant laborers, who still are unbanked and the banks is not even able to reach. So we want that banking ecosystem to go out to them, to their doorstep. They should utilize, because we have seen, if you see into tier 3 cities, still they have orthodox way of doing a banking, okay? Still they have a pawnbrokers, abhi bhi unhone high interest pay loans lete hain and all, which is a life threatening for them. You've seen a lot of things happening. So always the mission was there, we should reach out to them. And how can we reach out to them? There's a lot of entrepreneurs which want to reach out to them. We want to shake a hand with them and reach out our facility to them to provide all this banking or financials products and services to them to enable them to have a good life, increase their earnings and all this stuff. So that's making a household impact to that. So that's the our purpose, and that's what we're trying to do in the last 4 years, definitely.
Okay, so what is SprintOPN? I mean, how is it helping the rural populations out there, and how it is helping businesses come into existence or helping the customers who do not have access to banking services?
Great. If you look into the SprintOPN, how we have this gamblet of products, okay, we have money remittance, we have Aadhaar enabled payment system and all. Obviously, if you see, banks can't open branches every cities or town. Similarly, neither the ATMs are there. So obviously we need to depend on a lot of the BCs, which are a business correspondent, to have these facilities so we can reach out to them. And if you see a lot of migrants, laborers which move from, like they move from a tier 4 city to come to their livelihood to Delhi, Mumbai, or tier 2 or tier 1 city. So then they want to send a money which they earn, okay, to their near ones and dear ones back to home. They find very tough because they work from morning 9 to 6. Even the bank works 9 to 6, okay? And even Saturday they work, and they have only off on Sundays. The banks also off on Sundays. So we want to give a facility where the near place where they are residing, they can go and transfer the money over there. So that's what this allow, doing a DMT remittance and all this stuff. Similar way on, once you transfer the money, you want to withdraw the money, you don't have a lot of ATMs. So there are a lot of guys which stay in tier 4 cities can withdraw the money through their biometric from any of the retail outlets. And these are retail outlets are their community itself. So we already enriching their communities also, because they trust more on the community. If you see, they don't trust on the banks, but they rely on their communities because they can go back and talk to them. It's very always, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि लैंग्वेज एक बैरियर भी होता है. दे बैंक जाएंगे, इतने लोग हैं, मैं बात कर पाऊंगा कि नहीं, बट एटलीस्ट विद इन फ्रेंड्स एंड कम्युनिटी दे थिंक मैं यहाँ जाके बात कर सकता हूँ, कुछ इश्यूज आई कैन रिजॉल्व. दैट्स अ नंबर वे ऑफ विथड्रॉइंग. Third, now that's loan products what we are offering. It's a multiple services, investment. They don't know anything about investment. We're reaching out to, you should invest your money where correctly, okay? Where you get high returns and all. So ये community इनको learn करा रहा है. We're helping in reaching that community to give this, all product to them. So that's the way I think SprintOPN is helping to reach out to them, and also micromanagement to whoever want to become an entrepreneur, MSMEs and SMEs. So yeah, that's the whole purpose, and I think another 5 years we keep thriving to the same thing what we have done.
That's a great vision indeed. So, how has it impacted your business growth? Like, we know that you're solving a very good problem and you are supporting financial inclusion, but how has the business growth been so far?
Yeah, if you look at the journey, last 3 years been I am there, and this company has been 3 years, 6 and 4 years probably now.
Okay.
So obviously, I've seen the journey from 0 to 1. Definitely from the
Absolutely.
10 merchant when I joined to now
Yeah.
we have a 200 plus active partners now doing transactions. So obviously, it also help our increasing our GMB, our portfolios and all. Lot of micro entrepreneurs has joined. A lot of MSME has joined us in last 4 years. So obviously we have seen 0 to 1, and we have been growing every month, every year, on a great pace. So obviously it's our entire portfolio has increased across the product, just not DMT or one product. So we are live with now 70 plus product, and all the products are giving us good revenues to us. So definitely it helped a lot to us.
That's quite impressive. So, since you told us just now that you have been here in PaySprint for 4 years,
Yeah.
so how did you tackle your first client here?
Great. So only thing is that as I come from the similar industry, I've been into fintech. So obviously,
okay.
few of the guys. So obviously, when you again, I have done a lot of 0 to 1. I joined earlier fintech, also very startup.
Okay.
So only thing when I joined with experience this time. Only difference was there. So few clients are already there, and you talk to them. Obviously, it's different solution to provide on that. So definitely, it was they ask us lots of how going to help us this APIs, okay, because they were doing different businesses. So, but if you look at the demographic of the customer coming to them,
Right.
them are almost similar. Okay, so we propose them the similar kind of product. It will enhance your also income. Okay, and that they agreed on that. Let's do that. So obviously, giving a correct product mix was one of the successful mantra to give to them to educate them. So I think that's the way we entered into this market.
So, a lot of networking has helped you get good clients and even set the loyal customers.
Definitely, it's because at least they know you as a person, being into the industry, okay, and obviously brand helped us you a lot. PaySprint has been a big brand of that,
Absolutely.
and being supported by payments banks, so it's always give them kind of them loyalty on the company side. So obviously many things help us. So yeah, you're absolutely right. The networking definitely help you to reach out to them.
So you just mentioned about APIs. So what all APIs do you have?
So if you look at this bifurcation on a SprintOPN, we have into the like DMT, APS, micro ATM, which on the banking side. Okay, we also have something on creations like PAN card creations, corrections, CMS, so bill payments, BBPS, recharge. So multiple these things there. So if you look into this, if a customer who walk into my retail outlet, what can he all do? Okay, he as the same guy, he do a recharge, I should give him API. He do the money transfer, I give him DMT. वो विड्रॉ करता है, मैंने उसको APS दिया. So उनकी लाइफ में जो सुबह से शाम वो रिटेल पॉइंट्स में जाते हैं, और वो रिटेल पॉइंट वही है लाइक एक ग्रोसरी स्टोर, परचून की दुकान होती है जिसे वो जानते हैं, और ई कॉमर्स स्टोर होती है जहां वो मल्टीपल चीजें करके पेमेंट करना चाहते हैं. हम उनको QR कोड के सॉल्यूशन देते हैं. तो ऑब्वियसली आई सी इनटू 360 डिग्री ऑफ व्हाट ही वांट टू डू देयर, और हम वो सारा सॉल्यूशंस उनको देते हैं. सो इफ यू लुक एट दिस वे, दैट्स 70 plus APIs I have in that market to be.
So you're offering a unified open API platform with all the
Absolutely.
banking and payment APIs.
Absolutely right.
So that's indeed great, sir. So my next question to you would be, how is Ashish Prasad as a leader and what is his leadership style?
You better ask my colleagues. But he always believe in one concept. When you work, so from other companies, सब कुछ बताता है लोग क्या करना चाहिए, but you learn from the experience आपको क्या नहीं करना चाहिए as a leader. Obviously, so I've seen when I have a bosses what they do and what my colleagues doesn't like, even I. So I always believe what I don't like, I should also treat the same way. So always feel my colleagues and the peers as such. I never look as a boss. You have to repeat. Anyhow, the PaySprint is very flat structures. It's not that any bosses are there. You can call by name, and this culture I really like. You shouldn't say sir, boss, and all, because when you call your name now, and it's look like okay, you are talking in a friendly culture. You are giving a culture to talk about. It's like when I say you say me boss or a sir, it's like I'm giving in sympathy, something like he should be fear of. Obviously, when you say boss, it look at fear. Should I talk? Should I go? Should I not? But when you call a name, so I believe that's the culture. Believe you to give that. So as a leader, as a colleagues of them, I always believe I should give them environment. They can come to me and talk to me. there shouldn't be fear कि मैं ये बोलूं कि नहीं बोलूं. Come on, speak. When you speak up, I think then it's more gets solution and all this stuff. Otherwise, it will keep like, should I not keep hovering on that questions and all that. So I don't want them to in mindset. So
we make sure everybody feels equal,
absolutely,
heard,
absolutely,
and no one is superior or inferior.
Absolutely right. There.
Okay, so as a director, what are your primary responsibilities, and how do you ensure all the strategies align up and the team management goes smooth?
See, as a director, my whole purpose is to interact the team and the environment to create. Okay, obviously there is pressures in terms of doing numbers and all that, which I also have on the GMB side. But to become as an enabler, okay, I always try to become an enabler where they find a niche problem is there, they come and ask me the solution, and we can all put together and thought about how can solve this problem and all. So I think problem solving, giving as an enabler, giving them an environment is more important to me. Okay, and I should be an extended hand, because if you see, even if while I'm doing an interview, their sales is going on. Obviously, that's these guys are doing, correct? Yeah. So obviously, I always try to be as more of an enabler, as more of an extended hand to them. So whenever they have a problem, they should come and ask, and we'll discuss as a. So always we should talk about we. मैंने कभी I ये मैंने किया. Always say we should be a we. आप कर रहे हो. So I believe in that, कि whenever it's a responsibility का लेना है कुछ चीज का, तो I should take. And when I should praise, it's with the team who start to praise. So that's the way I have created.
That's a really great leadership style, and the way you handle your team. I mean, it's very impressive. So.
This is all about come with experience, man. You will also have the same, that's what you learn.
That's why we are learning from you, sir.
So nice of you, man.
Yeah. Okay. So if you were not in sales today, what career path or industry would you have pursued instead?
Probably I come from Bihar. Obviously, the first priority of any parents will also same कि या तो IAS बन या तो IIT कर, ठीक है? So obviously, but looking at the bureaucrats, वो मेरे cup of tea नहीं था. I can't do that. But yeah, looking at this, then I would have been hovering to look for some government job. That's the way I keep looking as a bank PU and all this stuff. So एक था, but yeah, if I'm not there, I would have been in some bank.
Okay. Looking back, what piece of advice would you give to your younger self, especially in terms of career and personal growth?
I think they are more brainy than us today. No doubt, Gen Z has. But obviously, I always feel, you should run to your passion. आप अगर passion को profession बनाओगे ना, कभी problem नहीं होगा life में. See, anybody I see, like I say, I heard over a lot of guys burned out. Yeah. It's like work culture is bad. I'm burned out and all. Indeed. But if you love the job, na, there's nothing called a burnout. Then you love to do even 12-hour job, because you are feeling that what I'm doing, it's my passion. Okay? But when it's not your passion, अब जबरदस्ती कोई कर रहा ना, वो बहुत जल्दी burn out होता है. What the hell I'm doing here? So I always believe chasing your passion is important, and I think Gen Zs are doing that. I have seen a lot. Yeah, they are doing. So I think it's a more is that, and always when you become as a leaders, understand the peers and all the stuff, to treat them equally what you get treated today. So I think that's a very only that mantra in any of the Gen Z should have that. Correct. Only thing, they are little very casual this all day. You have seen a lot of on Instas and all that stuff, how they get leaves and all this stuff. But I think on some seriousness, obviously they need to be a little more formal in terms of rather than more casual. I think rather than they are too good.
So are Gen Zs very easygoing, or are they very rigid with their work?
No, they are not rigid, very easygoing. I don't find them rigid. They say, okay, I want karna hai, nahi karna hai. So it's not that, and they know their careers. Not that they're intelligent. Obviously, they feel. See, when you are very confident, na, आप जब बहुत confident होते हो ना, you know that I can win the world. ये नहीं तो कहीं और सही. But when you're not confident, na, then you're hovering. यार यहाँ से निकलूँ मैं क्या करूँगा? So they don't think that way. They say, I know that I can. I'm capable of them, and they are. So
they're very smart and so.
They are smart, no doubt about that.
Okay, thank you for saying smart. I'm changing myself. Okay, so in the days before the online platforms existed, so how did you manage sales? So how has the evolution of sales been so far, from offline marketing to digital marketing? So how has it impacted your sales and business growth?
Great. If you look, I started career long back. Okay, उस समय yellow pages हुआ करता था, if you remember. Then Just Dial आया था. These are the evaluations happened, correct? So I have seen the sales where they used to read the newspapers or yellow pages marketing, and they used to number note करता था and then call. Or the hoardings were there, lot of hoardings. वो बाहर निकलते थे sales वाले, numbers note करते थे.
Newspapers पे भी
absolutely lot ads आते थे. So that was more of conventional. Then Just Dial come where you just call up and I need a leads like this. Then your digital marketing. Obviously, what it help your time to turn around. Okay, to get a leads today, I used to spend in a day or two, which I can do in 2 minutes. I just Google it and all, wherever, like you lot of give leads to us, correct? Right. And we call up. So हमारा जो एक phase था struggle to get a lead first, then call. वो तो पूरा इवॉल्व हो गया, मतलब see evaporated now. You are actually helping to get that lead. So obviously it's help us loss in terms of turnaround time to even close our deals and all this stuff. अब आपके पास CRM है, you don't know the CRM, पहले you have to write it down, where is my leads is all about, or Excel sheet. So हम काफी move कर गए Excel sheets on CRM where you can manage well your leads and all this stuff and follow up also. So obviously it's helped us in terms of reducing the time to close the leads and all this stuff.
So has AI really helped you in terms of like AI tools?
Yeah.
Like CRM.
So AI tools, if you look, a lot of guys in our company, it's my colleagues, पहले वो कुछ लिखते थे WhatsApp पे या मेल, they come to me, सर एक बार चेक कर लो सब ठीक तो है ना. But now they are totally dependent on their own, on just put an AI toolkit and वो खुद SMS, mails and all the stuff they send, and it's more professional than we used to write. So yeah, they are definitely helping in terms of to do a lot of conversation with the clients also in a better way. So
AI has indeed skyrocketed sales, or maybe helped in.
Yeah, it's definitely helped in terms of smart sales. Definitely helped in terms of reaching out to right audience in a proper way. So definitely AI has helped in that term, Hanshika. Yeah.
Right. So looking back on your 14-year journey, how would you summarize the key milestones as well as the challenges that have defined your growth?
Great, matlab lot of challenges you've seen in 14 years, obviously in a decade when you start. See, it's all journey when you do an B schools, you do an MBA, so you always look as a fancy, okay, I'll land up to a job where I know I suited, booted and all the stuff in the marketing. But when you land in a very different way. It's like you're going to New York, but you landed to Ghana and then say, okay, मैं ये कहाँ आ गया?
Expectation versus
yes,
reality.
Very high. So obviously then you land and then you understand ये reality है, मुझे यहाँ से उठना है. So because market knows this, okay, that's your first learning, okay, your Kotlers doesn't give that thought which the real business have done. So obviously it's very tough in terms of when you landed a job, sales and all, very apprehensions, why you want to do that, because every day you have our targets, every day you are running into new targets, but you also make you mature faster, okay, reach out to a lot of people, communicate better way and all this stuff. तो ये चीजें काफी चली हैं, तो इसलिए वो I think मैंने बहुत learn किया 14 years in terms of meeting the first client, doing the first target, then 4-5 companies have changed, a lot of their startups. So I have seen their growth also, like I was in PayU, I was in 5th employee in PayU. मैंने उनको 1000 employee तक होते देखा है. So I've seen the evaluation in the fintech also. So yeah, it's a very good journey, I say. I really enjoy the journey and I'm still enjoying on that. So
how would you inspire someone who want to, choose sales as a career?
Okay. See, when you say want to choose sales as a career, one thing is that you have to commitment on that. You have to commit yourself. What I'm doing, accept that, okay? And I'm going to enjoy this journey. It's not that it's a. So you have to enjoy the journey. आपको समझना है मेरे prospect क्या है. आपको product समझना बहुत जरूरी है. Because see, sales में सबसे अच्छा क्या ना, you have to understand product. You have to also understand marketing. You have to understand the strategy, and then you go to the market. Okay. So and then the conversation happens. I've seen a lot of the CEOs of the companies. I think 90% would be from the sales. I've never seen non-sales a guy becoming a CEOs and all this stuff. Honestly, what I heard or saw till now. So obviously inspiration बहुत ज़्यादा होती है, targets होती हैं, pressure होती है, but you need to know how to manage the pressures well, ठीक है? And you can manage अगर आप timely अपने आप को manage well करते हो, you being punctual, whatever you have planned, you do that way. Planning आपकी अच्छी है, execution आपकी अच्छी है, I think you will sail it very easily, ठीक है? Then you are the masters to do that. So I think that you should do proper execution of your plans. Will be there with you.
That's really great to know, sir. Also, when we talk about sales psychology, as someone young who is entering into the sales career, what they do is that they have to understand the intent of the customer, because only then you can pitch your product well. So how about that? What is the advice that you'd like to tell them to keep the sales psychology in mind when you are selling your product?
So when you talk about, you have to understand the pain areas, okay? If I am solving a pain area of a customer, it's through, half the through done. If you understand that, where it comes from the pain area, I think all half sales is done. The rest it knows about understanding a product. If you pitch the product, what actually you see, दो चीजें हैं, या तो आप वो बेचो जो आपके पास है, so obviously आपकी apprehension बहुत आएगी, ठीक है? या फिर आप वो बेचो जो उनको चाहिए, understanding them. So I always believe आप जब उनकी problem को solve करते हैं ना, probably like you are doing conventional sales, अभी तक वो लोग यूज कर रहे हैं. चेंज ऑब्वियसली इट्स एप्रीहेंशन आता है चेंज पे, बट अगर चेंज के साथ बोलते हैं इसके साथ आपको ये चीजें आ रही है आपके लाइफ में, व्हेन यू बाय दिस प्रोडक्ट और सर्विसेज, obviously they will buy. I'll tell you frankly, when few of the worst toughest market when I was selling was the Tamil Nadu market. Okay,
Okay.
so how to crack, you understand, they need a vernacular, मतलब आपको local language बहुत
बिल्कुल,
जरूरी है वहाँ के.
absolutely.
So I think that's giving me ease of doing conversation. जब आप वो देते हो ना, then I think you become friends. So always believe, the sales start after 7, after your work. When you start the networking, when you meet them over the coffee or in a bar and all this, then
Yeah.
talk to, not to the work, experience and all that. I think आपकी half closer होगी when you make your friends. Not friends, obviously, when they know each other very
Yeah.
well. Same, I think applicable to companies also. When I meet the guys outside my office hours, okay, and we gel together.
Yeah.
We know personally each other, but like what Hanshika likes, what I like, kind of readings we.
Yeah.
So we connect, a different kind of connect rather than office. So I always believe your actually sales start when after 7, when you go out with these clients, understand, talk to them, and I think that's the way I have been doing. So yeah.
That's a unique perspective on sales. We don't know about it, but it's really something new. Okay, so let's switch things up with some situational questions, and let's see how you can think well. Okay, so first is, sales often involve collaborating with multiple teams. Can you describe a situation where you have to coordinate with the cross-functional teams to achieve a sales goal?
I think toughest sales you ask always at operations to work with them, okay? Because obviously a lot of onboardings, a lot of backends which we need with them. So obviously I think, and then marketing also, we need a lot of support from them, obviously, to reach out to the audience in the proper communication channel. And then working obviously tough with an ops. So I think gelling with an ops is very important, a way to get a merchant on board and live and doing the transactions. So I believe one of the cross function is the operations, where you need to be gel properly on that.
So ऐसा हो सकता है कि hassle हो जाती है between the team communication. So with which department do you find it more chaotic? या कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है when you
I think that's what I'm
coordinate with them?
Operations के साथ हमेशा होगा. Sales operation हमेशा होता है, not today, it's here, it's sales job, it's everywhere. You ask the operations also, वो बोलेंगे sales वाले क्या बेच के आ जाते हैं and all this stuff which we don't know. Okay, so obviously I think operation के साथ एक hustle हमेशा होता है, और it's very good, it's very healthy, because they will come with their own perspective of ये क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए on board, हम ये कहते हैं हमें क्यों करना चाहिए. So obviously we both then understand where is the risk come from, or why it's a good for business, we should get this partner. So I think that's a hustle which keep on with the operations. Yeah.
Okay, I am sure people from the operations team must be watching this.
Yeah, they also know that it's a truth. Yeah.
Okay, so if you had one superpower that could enhance your sales career, what would it be?
Okay, so listening to a client mindset. So if I can listen right now, what? So obviously it's pitching in 1 minute. So that's if I can get it, I can listen to what he's looking for. So that's the way. Yeah.
Okay, so that is quite clever of you to answer. But okay, so the next is, we all have one personal motto that drives us. So if you had to create a slogan for yourself, so what would it be?
Yeah, dream big and achieve big. Always, that's my personal. Obviously, everyone has their personal, growth also they look for. Okay, ki I need to buy something or what. So obviously, I do have also probably still chasing, but I hope I fulfill very soon. So yeah, it's a dream big and achieve big. That's what I always believe.
That's good. So imagine you're a product in the sales world. So how would you pitch yourself to a potential buyer?
If I'm a product,
yes, you have to pitch yourself.
Great. For example, if like I'm a comp and I'm selling to a bad guy, for example, to be sold, obviously it's not, so how I sell this product, obviously I know that he'll not use for himself, he's a bad. Okay. So either you give me future, tomorrow will come, your hair will come, you do transparent, then how you do, or you say when you go to an environment, like when you be in a family or when you're in a house, so obviously if you don't have a comp, there's a lot of guys will come and look for a com. तब सब यही बोलेगा साला गंजा तो खुद भी है, दूसरे के लिए भी कंगी भी रखता है. At least buy that com and have it at home ना. So probably why should you have that product at your place? So that's the way how I look like, So creating a necessity. मैं अगर product हूँ तो मैं necessity create करूँगा कि ये necessity है आपके लिए, and why it's unique for you or why you need it. So I think creating that is important to sell any of the product. So yeah, that's why I believe.
That's quite an analogy. Okay, so if your sales career were a movie, what would it be, its title? Movie. Maybe. Movie title क्या होगा?
Dil Chahta Hai.
And why?
It's like, probably what I feel, I think in that movie, it's in terms of synergies between the friends, or how to enjoy your life at the fullest, okay? Not looking at कि लोग क्या बोलते हैं, लोग क्या देखते हैं and all. How should I enjoy my life? Rather than I depend on कि मेरे काम से वो ऐसा बोलेगा, मेरे ये pitch से वो ऐसा बोलेगा. So I think you should be on your own, and I believe that the motto should be there.
That's great to know, sir. That's indeed very appreciative. So now let's shift to the rapid fire round.
Absolutely.
Make sure it is quick, fun, and fierce.
Done.
So the first question would be, if you have to pitch each of the following individuals as product,
Okay.
what would your unique pitch be for each of the following members? And I'm going to name right now.
Correct.
So the first is Bunty Gupta, who is the head of Inside Sales.
Yeah. A new kid in the business, so just joined. So definitely I look like a kid.
Okay. Danish Ansari, who is the enterprise manager.
Yeah, fast learner, very intact, very fast learner. I always believe is one of the learners, and we can depend on.
Manoj, team member inside.
Learning. So kid learning fast on that. I always believe.
Vivek, who is also an Insights team member.
Inside is a good, vivid learner on the product side. Yes.
Okay. Deepak sir, head of operations.
Intellectual, comprehensive.
Okay. Imran, team member inside.
Rock solid soul, rock solid guy.
Solid. Why such a huge synonym for him?
Basically, you totally can depend on that.
Okay.
Whatever the target you give him, he know how to achieve that. So I think he's one of the guy you can really depend on that. If I have to do the numbers, like how from Imran only I can get it the numbers. So yeah, you rely on it.
Okay. Jyoti, who is the team member inside sales.
Crying baby.
Crying baby. Why?
I have lots in crying. मतलब उसने मेरे 3-4 टिश्यू पेपर्स तो उड़ा दिए होंगे अब तक रो रो के. So yeah, but she keep crying for many things. So yeah, I think
she's watching the show, sir.
It's okay. Even she knows that. It's true.
Okay, so Anivesha, who is the team member inside sales.
Smart salesperson. I can say that.
Smart.
Yeah.
Ayush Kesri, head of Sprint Verify Sales.
Know the product very well. He's a guy who knows the product very well, very, very well. So yeah, product enthusiast. I can say that.
So if you had to title a movie for each department, what would the title be for each of the following teams? आप इन सबको title देना है.
Okay.
The following teams जो मैं अभी name करूँगी.
Okay, ठीक है.
So first is the sales team.
Okay. मैं हूँ ना.
देख लो इधर तो एक बार मैं हूँ ना.
Marketing.
कभी खुशी कभी गम.
ना जुदा होंगे हम, कभी खुशी कभी गम.
Okay. Onboarding.
कल हो ना हो.
कल हो ना हो.
Product.
दिल चाहता है.
दिल चाहता है.
Accounts team.
मिलेंगे दोबारा.
Bye bye, Tata, goodbye.
And that's a wrap on our Q&A. Thank you so much for sharing that and being with us and taking your precious time. But before you go, what is the golden rule you believe every salesperson should follow to achieve consistent success, and how it has shaped your sales journey?
Same passion, communicate well, understand the problem in your product. I think that's a rule, golden rule to do the sales itself. That's 3 things.
That's indeed a superb way to sum up. And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Hustle and Humour by PaySprint. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for even more hustle and even more humor for the upcoming episodes. Till then, see you, and we loved having you here, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Same
you
here.
so
Thank
much.
you.